Ang susunod na programa ay rated PG. Ito ay nangangailangan ng patnubay at gabay ng magulang para sa mga batang manonood.
Simula na ng Sunday viewing habit ng pamilyang Pilipino tungkol sa balitang sport ngayon. Ako nga pala ang inyong tagahatid balita at chismisan, Jessica Soco. Samahan niyo po kaming lumipad kasama ang aming team tungkol sa isang popular na sport sa buong mundo, ang Sepak Takraw. Di umano, ang kwentong ito ay tiyak na mapapasabi ka na, Arvens mo na yan! At ito ang mga headlines para sa mga kwento natin ngayon. Origin of the Sepak Takraw. Tara at tuklasin kasama ang pinakamagandang nilalang sa Bised Mathematics, Herbert Jr. Nolien. Pasok! Hi! My name is Herbert Jr. Nolien from Bachelor of Secondary Education major in Mathematics, and today we will discuss the brief history and the origin of the sport Sepak Takraw. But before that, we will define first what is Sepak Takraw. Sepak Takraw or kick volleyball is a Southeast Asian sport where players use their feet, knee, chest, and head to touch and control the ball. Specifically speaking, Sepak in a Malay word which means kick, whereas Takraw symbolizes the woven rattan ball that used in a game. The game has also a lot of resemblance like football net, foot volley, football, tennis, Jansi, Sipa, and many more. Okay, the origin of the Sepak Takraw remains a matter of intense debate in the Southeast Asia, as several countries proudly claim it as their own. However, some agreement that the game was introduced to Southeast Asia through the commercial contact with China, where an Asian form of the game originated. It is believed that many variations of the game involved from an ancient Chinese military exercise, where soldiers would try to keep a feathered shuttlecock airborne by kicking it back and forth between two or more people. As the sport developed, the animal's hides and chicken feathers were eventually replaced by ball made of the woven strip or rattan. Actually, the Sepak Takraw was originated in Malaysia around 500 years ago. In 15th century, it was mostly played by royal court. Around 16th century, the game was spread across Indonesia, where people called it Sipa Raga. By 1940, the net version of the game was spread across the Southeast Asia, and formal rules and regulations were formed for the game. Standardizing the rules, almost every nation that played this game knew it by a different name. In Malaysia, Singapore, and Brunei, it's called Siparagat, whereas in Thailand, it's commonly known as Takraw. The same game goes by the name of Sipa in the Philippines, Dakwal in Vietnam, Ragu in Indonesia, and Aikatur in Laos. Since the Sepak Takraw was played and enjoyed in several countries, there were a lot of inconsistencies in the term of how the game was played and judged. In 1960, representatives from Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Laos, and Thailand met in Kuala Lumpur to standardize the rules and regulation for the game. And after a long and heated debate, consensus was reached that the sport would henceforth be officially called Sepak Takraw. Because of that, they also formed the Asian Sepak Takraw Federation, or ASTAF, and translated the rules into English, setting the stage for the first international competition that held in Malaysia in 1965. At the Southeast Asia Peninsular Games, or SEAP Games, the predecessor to today's Southeast Asia's Game, or SEA Games, this chain of events set the stage for the international development of Sepak Takraw. However, it was the replacement of the natural rattan ball, which tended to splinter and rot, with the more standardized synthetic plastic ball that really kicked the game's popularity into high gear. In the year 1990, Sepak Takraw was included at the Asian Games in Beijing. Women also got in on the action with the first women's championship in the Thailand, hosted in 1997. Today, more than 20 countries have national Sepak Takraw association with representatives on the board of the global governing body, the International Sepak Takraw Federation, or ISTAF. The Malaysian Sepak Raga Federation was founded in 1960 at the Penang, and in 1965 it was included in the Southeast Asia Peninsular Games. It was then formally named as Sepak Takraw, and in 1965 the Asian Sepak Takraw Federation, or ASTAF, was founded as the governing committee of the sport. In 1992, the International Sepak Takraw Federation, or ISTAF, was formed as the world governing body of this game. The participating country. Even though Sepak Takraw is quite popular in the Southeast Asia, it is popular in also spreading in the other parts of the world, including European as well as American countries. In Los Angeles, there is already a Sepak Takraw community which is familiarizing the game around the country. In Canada, also, the game has experienced widespread popularity. Honestly, some of the countries where Sepak Takraw is quite popular and emerging as one of the popular games are Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Korea, Japan, India, Philippines, Brunei, USA, and Pakistan. That's all. I hope that you learned a lot from the origin and the brief story of the Sepak Takraw. Goodbye! Salamat! Court dimension and venue. Tara at silipin. Kasama ang nagpopoging si John Paul S. Penetra. Pasok!
So, hello guys, I am John Paul Espinitra, Best Ed Mathematics 2.
So, what is Sepak Takraw Court and Dimension?
Now, let's talk about Sepak Takraw Court and Dimension. So, first, the court is rectangular area measuring 13.4 meter and 6.2 meter, free from all obstacle up to the height of 8 meter measured from the court surface.
Third is the court of the Sepak Takraw line. Center line is 0.02 should be drawn equally, dividing the right and the left chord. Quarter circle. At the corner of each at the center line, the quarter circle shall be drawn from the sideline to the center line with radius of 0.9 meter measured and drawn outward from the edge of the 0.9 meter radius. The service circle of 0.3 meter radius shall be drawn on the left and the right chord, the center of which is 2.45 meter from the line of chord and 3.05 meter from the sideline. And then the 0.04 meter line shall be measured and drawn outward from the edge of the 0.03 meter radius.
Equipments at gear ng Sepak Takraw. Atin alamin kasama ang heartthrob ng Bised Mathematics, Roberto Nera.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. I'm Robert Romel Nera from Bised Math second year. And for today, it's all about Sepak Takraw. This is my topic. First, what is Sepak Takraw? Sepak Takraw or kick volleyball is a sport native to Southeast Asia. So, kasama pa rin ng Pilipinas sa naglalaro nito. Sepak Takraw differ from the similar sport of foot volley. It is used of an radan ball and only allowing players to use their feet, kick, and head to touch the ball. Ang ginagamit na bahagi ng katawan upang laruin ng Sepak Takraw ay ang paa at ang ulo. Ang paa upang maisipa ito at ang head upang ma-stop o makontrol ang bola. Now, what are the equipments of Sepak Takraw? Ano nga ba mga ginagamit upang maglaro ng Sepak Takraw? Unahin natin ang Sepak Takraw ball. A Sepak Takraw ball, this is the most essential equipment of the game. Usually, the ball has maximum weight of 170 to 180 gram from the men and 150 to 160 gram from women. 5 inches and the ball made of without synthetic rubber must have 12 holes and 20 inch intersection with a maximum circumference of 42 to 44 cm for the men and 43 to 45 cm from the women. And the next is Sepak Takraw net. The Sepak Takraw net, the game is usually made of ordinary cords or nylon, weight of 6 to 8 cm miss, and usually heavy and strongly than badminton net. So mas matibay ang Sepak Takraw net kaysa sa badminton net. The net shall be 0.7 meters with a maximum length of 6.1 meters. The height of net are 1.42 meters from the center of court for women and 1.52 meters for the men. The shoes used in the game are light and weight. So, meron pa rin pagkakaiba sa sapatos. Ginagamit ang sapatos upang maprotektahan ang paa ng mga player sa mga pagsipa o pagsalo ng bola. It has a good grip and both indoor and outdoor surface and has a sole inside from supporting high impact. Then, protection gear. Protection gear is the ankle supportive band are used by player from providing protection high jumping is involved throughout the games. So, ang protection gear ay ginagamit sa siko at sa tuhod upang sa pagbagsak ng player ay hindi sila masyadong masaktan or hindi sila mabalian. And this is my report. It's all about Sepak Takraw equipment and gear. Once again, I'm Robert Romelnera from Bisedmat second year, and thank you.
Technical and tactical skill atin sulyapin kasama ang sexy Bised Mathematics na si Charmaine Ayala. Pasok!
Good day, everyone. I am Charmaine April C. Ayala from BSED Mathematics 2, and my report is all about the technical and the tactical skills in the sport Sepak Takraw. So let us begin with the definition of the technical skills and the tactical skills. So technical skills is defined as the specific procedures to move one's body to perform the task that needs to be accomplished. So, ito po yung mga basic skills sa isang laro na kung saan itong mga skills na ito ay may partikular na pamamaraan kung paano ito maisasagawa ng maayos. Next is the tactical skills, which is defined as the decisions and actions of players in the contest to gain an advantage over the opposing team or players. So, ito naman po yung mga aksyon or yung desisyon na kailangang gawin ng isang manlalaro sa loob ng court habang siya ay naglalaro para maka-gain siya ng advantage sa kanilang kalaban. So, let us proceed with the technical skills in the Sepak Takraw. So, let us begin with the inside kick. So, this is the most common and basic kick in Sepak Takraw, which is used to control the ball. And it is done by using the inside of the foot, as its name implies. Stand with the feet apart and bend the supporting leg a little, and then hit the ball with the inside of the other foot. So next is the front kick or toe kick. It is a defensive kick which is primarily used to dig a ball or save a ball that is dropping short from where you are standing. And it is done by placing the foot out for the ball and depending on the height of the either lifting the foot with your hip or just letting the ball bounce up. So, in performing this kick, you don't need much power because the ball tends to fly off uncontrollably. Next is the outside kick, which is the mostly used kick as part of a defense in order to propel the ball to move upward. And to perform this kick, the player needs to bend his supportive leg a little while he needs to make the contact with the ball using the outside of his playing leg. And then, the knee of the playing leg turns inward and make a right angle with the leg while performing the shot. So next is the knee kick. It is used when the ball comes fast towards the area between your knees and your waist. And used to deflect the ball up enough to use the inside kick, which is used for controlling the ball. And this kick is done by having a motion like a high step marching motion, which is simply raising the leg with your hip, allowing your knee to bend, and then try to contact the ball on the thigh where possible instead of the knee, as it provides better control. Next is the header, which is the second most important skill to have, especially in the net game. It is used for both serving and striking, and is mostly performed when the ball height is too much for performing a shot using your legs. And to perform this shot properly, the player bends his or her head sideward to hit the ball. Next is the horse kick serve. It is a difficult shot to perform because it requires players to have a high degree of flexibility in order to perform this shot. It is usually a high kick used to hit the ball as high as the player wants, and the player needs to perform a high kick, and for that, the player needs to use his foot to hit the ball in the backward direction over his shoulder or head. The next is the sandbox spike. This shot is very similar to the horse kick serve, and the only difference between the two is that this shot is performed in a jump. And to perform this shot, the player needs to jump on one leg while using the other leg to hit the ball while still in the air. The player also needs to hit the ball in a backward direction over his shoulders or head before finishing the kick and touching the ground. Next is the roll spike. A simple roll spike refers to jumping on one leg and flipping in the direction that you want your ball to move all, as shown in the picture in the right side, the boy wearing the red shirts. The other roll spike is the hard one because it uses the other foot to kick the ball over the opposite shoulder and is performed while still in the air, only landing after made contact with the ball, as shown in the picture on the right side also, which is the boy wearing the yellow shirt and the white shirt. So that is all for the technical skills in Sepak Takraw. And now let us proceed with the tactical skills in Sepak Takraw. So the tactical skills needed in Sepak Takraw are the defensive tactics and the attacking tactics. In the defensive tactics, which is the blocking and rolling, the player needs to decide on how they can block the move of their opposing team for them to be able to save the ball. And the attacking tactics, which is serving, setting shot, or spike, the player needs to decide on what kind of serve, setting shot, or spike they need to perform to gain an advantage against their opposing team. That is why the players are taught or practiced on how to read the situation inside the court for them to be able to decide on what techniques they need to perform based on the situation they have in the court. So that's all for my report. Thank you and have a great day.
Rules and regulation at iba pa. Ating alamin sa pagbabalik ng e-Arvens mo na yan.
Ladies and gents. Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
Rules and regulation. Ating alamin kasama ang magandang dilag na si Crystal Angria. Pasok!
Hi guys, good morning. I am Cristalan Angria from second year beside mathematics. So today, I am going to present you my assigned topic, which is rules of the game of Sepak Takraw. Rule number 1. Games of Sepak Takraw shall be played by 2 teams of 3 players. So kung makikita po natin sa naka-indicate na pictures, meron po dito dalawang team, which is merong 3 players kada team. Rule number 2. Game should be played on a court that fits the regulation size and markings as set out by ISTAF or International Sepak Takraw Federation with an official Sepak Takraw ball. Dito naman po sa rule number 2, naka-indicate po dito yung pictures ng detailed court dimension, which is nakapaloob dito yung measurement ng lapad at haba ng court na dapat paglaruan ng Sepak Takraw players. Rule number 3. The team to serve first is decided by a coin toss before the match commences. So malinaw naman po sa sinabi na ang unang team na magsiserve is yung nanalo sa toss coin. Rule number 4. Play begins when the server is thrown the ball by a teammate and must then kick the ball over the net while keeping 1 foot in the service circle. Rule number 5. Players may only touch the ball with their feet, head, knees, and chest. Touching the ball with the hand or any other part of the body can result in a fault and a point for the opposition. So dito naman po sa rule number 5, kung makikita po natin, meron po ako dito ang 4 na picture na kung saan ipinapakita po dito ang tamang pagtira ng Sepak Takraw ball. Rule number 6. Each team is allowed a maximum of 3 touches of the ball to return it back over the net without letting it touch the ground. Rule number 7. Failure to return the ball over the net before it hits the ground result in a point to the opposition. Rule number 8. Points are always scored in Sepak Takraw by the opposition faulting, and they can do this in a number of ways. And lastly, rule number 9. The first team to reach 21 points wins a set. The first team to win 2 sets is declared the winner. So kung makikita po natin, meron po ako dito naka-indicate na picture, which is malinaw na naman po sa sinabi ko kanina na ang unang team na makakuha agad ng 21 points ay siyang mananalo ng set. At ang unang team na makapanalo naman ng 2 set ay siyang tatanghaling panalo. So yun lamang po at maraming salamat. Again, ako po si Cristalan Angria from second year beside mathematics.
Officiating the Sepak Takraw. Ating tutukan kasama ang pinakamagandang si Herbert Jr. Alian. Pasok! Hello! This is Herbert Jr. Nolian from Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Mathematics. Since our members is not here, so I am the one who report his topic. So the topic that assigned to him is officiating Sepak Takraw. For international tournament, the game shall be managed by the following official: 1. 2 technical delegates, 2. 6 jury, 3. 1 official referee, 4. 2 referees, and 5. 6 linesmen or 4 side lanes and 2 baselines. 1.1. 2 technical delegates to the Southeast Asian Games or Asian Games and World Championship and any other international competition that are sanctioned by the ISTAF or ISTAF. The expenses of the technical delegates involving round-trip air ticket, accommodation, meal, and allowance. The host country must guarantee proper accreditation for technical delegates who have been appointed. The technical delegates must be followed to inspect the competition venue, facilities, and equipment to ensure that they conform to staff regulation. 1.2. Staff member jury of appeal. For members to be appointed to a jury of appeal to any staff-sanctioned competition including Asia's Games, SEA Games, and other international and continental competition sanctioned by staff, the host country shall provide accommodation, meal, and international transportation during the competition period. The member of the jury shall be paid $20 per day for their service. 2 members of the jury of the appeal are to be appointed by the host country, of whom one of them is the technical committee chairman and shall act as the chairman of the jury of appeal. As for the other member of the jury of appeal from the host country, he will act as a secretary without a vote. For 2 international referees. 2.1 stated that when hosting any Sepak Takraw competition sanctioned by staff, including World Championship, SEA Game, and Asia's Game, Continental and Regional Championship, international competition, it is incumbent upon the host nation to ensure that at least 2 international referees approved by the referees committee are in attendance to officiate the tournament. And 2.2 stated that the chairman of the referee committee or his representatives shall be appointed by staff to oversee the officiating of the staff-sanctioned competition. The host shall provide economy, the round-trip air ticket, accommodation, meal, and international transportation during the period of competition and shall pay $30 per day for their service. 2.3 stated that the host nation shall provide economy, round-trip air tickets, accommodation, meals, and international transportation during the period of the competitions and shall pay the appointed referees a stipend of $30 per day for their services. And for 3, officials in international tournaments shall wear a blazer or blouse, the color of which shall be approved by staff. For number 4, official referee is fully responsible to his or her duties and to uphold and protect the law of the game, tournament rules, and referee standing order. His or her duty as follows. 4.1 stated that to receive the court of play, list of referees, player, and the competition fixtures, which must be in accordance to the requirements of the equipment and official as specified by staff from the organizer. 4.2 stated that to be present throughout the duration of the competition and to ensure that all the referees, assistants, referees, and licensmen strictly adhere to the current standing orders in performing their duties and smooth function of that game. 4.3 stated that empowered to appoint or replace a referee, assistant referee, and linesman based on their performance. 4.4 stated that an avenue of appeal which shall lay within the authority of official referee with regard to the decision of the referee on a question of law, and its all such cases the decision of the official referee shall be final. 4.5 stated that to suspend or terminate the games whenever considered necessary for the season, the reason of the adverse element or weather condition, interference by spectators, or any other cause that the reasonable deems to be necessary for such stoppage. And for number 5, the referee shall carry out his or her duty firmly, and he or she should be guided by the law of the games, tournament rules, and referee standing order. That include 5.1 to receive the team's score sheet from the official referee and to announce the name of the tournament, the radio match number, and the player of the competing team. 5.2 stated that to ensure that the players and the spectators are kept informed of the progress of the match by announcing loudly and clearly the score using the proper technical words of the game. 5.3 stated that to have discretionary power to stop the game for any infringement of the law, to allow for substitution, timeout, and rest in the accordance with the rule of the game. 5.4 stated that authorized to make at the decision and shall consult the assistant referee or linesman if it's necessary in order to justify a decision or probable decision when deciding on continuous issue for any decision on matter based on points of facts provided by the law of the game. And lastly, 5.5 authorized to send off red card any players, official, or spectator who in his or her opinion is guilty or violence conduct, serious foul play, or who persists in misconduct after receive a caution, which is the yellow card. And lastly, 5.6 to return the completed team score sheet and submit a written report to the official referee on incident that occurred during that. For number 6, the assistant referee shall assist the referee fairly, and should be guided by the law of the games, tournament rules, and referee standing order. 6.1 stated that to inspect the court of play lines on the court, the net, the post, the ball, referee, assistant referee, and linesman share in accordance with the specification. 6.2 to inspect player attire in accordance with rule 5.1. And 6.3 to conduct the toss of a coin or disc with the captain of competing regus. 6.4 to observe the players committing faults on referee blind sides, the center line, and at the net. And 6.5 stated that the assistant referee shall be provided with a supply of balls, and when the original balls has gone outside the court of play, the assistant referee shall immediately throw a new ball to the nearest player of the next serving side, or otherwise directed by the referee, and to collect the ball after the end of a match. And we have 7. The licensed man shall be fair, and seated attentively at their specific area of responsibilities. 7.1 stated that to indicate whether a ball is in or out, to the specific lines assigned to inform the referee, it is jumped. 7.2. Prohibited from eating, drinking, smoking, talking, cheering, or shouting, and to remain at the specific area until the games end. So that is, and today I will to discuss about the throwing coins and warm up. Before the commencing the game, the official referee will toss a coin or disc, and the side winning the toss shall have the option of choosing service or choosing size. The sides winning the toss shall warm up first for 2 minutes, followed by the other regu. Only 5 persons are allowed to move freely in the court with the official ball. And that's it. Thank you for listening. So doon nagtatapos ang ating kwento ngayon. Sana'y may napulot kayong aral sa amin. At sana, kapag may maraming tanong, huwag kalimutang i-arbenz mo na yan.